I'm here as an unofficial sponsor of Benchmade to tell you what they're going to do next. This is just me guessing, just wondering, like, where do we go from here? There's a lot of folks on the internet that have a lot of opinions about Benchmade. And I think that folks in the real world don't particularly have the exact same opinion that leave comments on videos, that are posting in forums, that are on subreddits. As I don't think those two directly cross paths. If I were to ask Mrs. X right now the most popular knives that she can think of, she would probably name Buck, Benchmade, and she would probably throw SAK in there because she may not know the name of Victorinox, but she would say Swiss Army knife. Those ring a bell, right? And Leatherman doesn't even primarily make knives. They primarily make multi-tools. So the fact that that's something that will be rattled off if the conversation went that way lets you know that the folks that post online are not the majority. They're the very, very vocal minority. The silent majority, I think, mostly likes Benchmade. But let's just talk about where do they go next to pacify the folks that are online. These are things that I think that they may or may not do. I may be wrong. I don't have any insight. I haven't talked to Benchmade about it. I'm donning my Benchmade sheep hat because I'm just trying to guess about what may come next. First one will be accessories. They may start selling accessories directly. Scales, lanyards, beads. I think that they can also go into the way of unique items like more cigar cutters, guillotine style cutters, and all that type of stuff. I think that that is a way that they could veer off to when it comes to bringing in the folks that are online, perpetually online, and just doom scroll and hate on Benchmade. It just, take over the world of Flytanium, take over the world of the original GOAT, selling your own scales, selling stuff that's authenticated. That way, when people buy the scales from you, when they buy the accessories from you, they can also fully merge the warranty process. I don't know what happens if you send a Benchmade bug out into them with Flytanium scales on it. I don't know what happens if you send a Benchmade bug out into them that you've updated with different springs. I know they sell their springs online, but the point is if they kind of just own that market and you could be happily knowing that you're going to be good to go with their warranty, that's a way to go. Now, I know that they may sell the stuff online. I'm just telling you, spitballing off the brain, not just on their website, but also through some of their official distributors. Blade HQ, GP Knives, Smoky Mountain, all those folks that are officially distributing knives for Benchmade could also have the official accessories, and it kind of just makes it that much easier to get the gear. The next one I think is they need to come up with some type of light line. I don't know what the naming would be. So Spyderco has their light line. So they make the Spyderco Para 3. Then they also have the Para 3 lightweight. And then they make the Manix 2, and then they got the Manix 2 lightweight. So they have established their lightweight line, which is mostly to have a lighter option for those that are hiking or backpacking or just want a lighter option overall, because they're going to be wearing the knife for 12, 14 hours straight. And they want a knife that's very, very lightweight, but it still has a good blade steels. You can still get the Manix 2 with S35VN. You can get the Manix 2 with some of the other, I think a S110V they just pumped out with the Manix 2. A lot of different stuff when it comes to Spyderco. I think Benchmade is kissing up against that. When you got the bug out that comes out in 2017 and you got the mini bug out that comes in 2019, it's just a miniature version of the bug out, but maybe we get a light version of the bug out. I don't know what light just doesn't hit right when it comes to the Benchmade bug out light. That doesn't hit right. I would have to think of a name, that would ring and people draw people in. But from what I've seen online is that Benchmade is doing a good job with their CPM D2. So maybe you still get the bug out, still get Grivery scales, or you go FRN with the scales themselves and you get a CPM D2. The price point is coming out at $85 or something like that. Still the lifetime warranty, still the Life Sharp warranty. I think that if you are able to come out with some type of line where people still like they're still getting in their favorite collection of items. If people are big fans of Benchmade, if they want to try a bug out, they want to try a mini Adamas, but they don't want it, they can't afford the crew wear, but they want that goodness. This might be an opportunity to pounce on top of that. Next one I think is going to be diversity and ambassadors. So I see so in everyday carry in general, I want more people to look like me to get into everyday carry, creating the content and pushing the content out, high quality videos, audio, being familiar with the community. And I think that that is an opportunity for them to dive deeper into that. Get more people of color in your diversity program. And I'm not saying DEI, I'm not automatically because you're black. But what I mean by that is when I show knives that to people that look like me, they've never heard of it before. And similar to the company that sells the outdoor smoke systems, and I forget what the name of it is, but they got Snoop Dogg now. That is one of the headliners for selling some of their patio stove systems and their open burner systems. I had never heard of them until I saw Snoop all of a sudden popped up on Twitter with one. So having that type of a diversity is, I think, a way to go to expand and even drive sales even further. And that will even more, the very vocal minority will be squashed down even more as you continue to expand and more people are seeing creators, seeing people that look like them are, holding and using some of their own Benchmade. Now, as a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing on y'all social media for Benchmade is a cowboy cutting, getting prepping a horse with a saddle, or somebody out in the fields making some tenderling or some kindle or whatever. So it's just like maybe some folks doing some regular stuff, right? Maybe you show. Other day I used a Benchmade to slice up some beads that were in preparation for Carnival and for Juve before a festival, and all the preparation work that took that in, and cutting up packages, and just that type of diversities. I think that they can go as well. Next thing is, I think Benchmade, you got to start gobbling up companies. There's so many companies that have intellectual property that should be yours. I don't know how it's working with your private investments, and obviously you're still a private company, but it is time to gobble up companies, especially American-made companies, to have IP that you want. Just the whole investing in engineering and trying to figure out how to make similar IP, intellectual property, just buy the companies. Let's snatch up the companies that are pumping out stuff. They're on a very small scale. They're open to selling their brand. Maybe their business is their side business. They have a regular thing that they're doing. And you could change some lives by gobbling up some of these companies. If you were to do that and all of a sudden we saw some more IP that came from other firms because you newly acquired them, that would just excite the community, in my opinion. Some people will be butthurt. I mean, that's just, everybody's going to be butthurt over decisions that Benchmade makes. But this is one of those ones where you can just be like, we did what we did. We said what we said. Snatch up some companies. That will be something that will be great. Create some type of creators event. It's the next one here. Sony has their condo event where they fly out creators that use Sony products a lot. Some of them are camera creators. Some of them are from the makeup line. Some of them are for even like folks who film their kids playing with toys. All these people use Sony cameras. Sony will fly them out to condo, fly them out to different places, whether it's Utah or Hawaii, or sometimes a creators camp is another event that they do. They did it in Austin, Texas. Maybe you got some type of Benchmade creators camp. You got to come up with a better name than it, but you're flying people that do everyday carry, people that also do stuff that's adjacent to it, people that are in like kitchenware, people that are just really good at sharpening knives. And you're flying them to one event and you're creating press around that. And now people are seeing their favorite creators, Benchmade logos in the back. Of course, they were flown out by Benchmade, but they're really showing the capabilities of the items, what's to come next. You're always generating buzz. You're generating just marketing. Maybe they go to Oregon. Maybe you go to Utah. They have beautiful places in Utah, wherever. But I think that you can kind of spearhead that. You can be the tip of that. Whereas like kind of the tip of the spear, right? Just, I don't know, just the tip event. I don't know, whatever you guys want to call it, but that's another opportunity to expand. And of course it's going to grow the haters, but who cares? Because if I saw my favorite creator at a Benchmade event, I'd be like, oh, hell yeah, man, they're making that stuff happen. They're really involved in the community. That's the next one. And then the biggest one is you got to go really, really big with embargo events. A lot of your knife announcements happen on your social media and via beautiful ass photos. And then you have some creators that you're connected with that you send the products out for possible reviews. For disclosure, Benchmade has sent me knives before, but not really like embargo like. I think that there's big hype created that if a knife reviews or knife overviews are dropped the same day, same time from some of your favorite creators, you're not controlling what they're saying, but it creates so much buzz when people's subscription feeds are flooded with 7, 8, 9, 10 videos with the same exact product. And it might just be for an overview. Maybe they've had them for a month and it's a full out review. It does something to people. It makes me want to gobble that content up, at least for the first few hours. And that keeps that product in the back of my head for days, sometimes weeks. That's an opportunity as well. That's where Benchmade may go next. Am I right or wrong about all this stuff? I don't know. Leave a comment down below. Let me know which one may work out best if they were to decide to pursue those different methods, because I don't particularly know. I'm just kind of shooting the shit here. If this is your first time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.